curtain, pulling back the veil and giving back what we were given, and that is a life worth living. And that's what it really boils down to. We just want to show as many people as we can why earning money is important, why understanding the rules of capitalism are important, why is it that they don't teach you these things in school, why is it that if they keep this knowledge from you, you won't be educated, and why do they win if you're not educated? So guys, my name is Brian Ann Bean. I'm the founder of the Extra Digit Movement. And again, we're going to show you how we went from 3 figures. I personally went from 3 figures every 2 weeks on a job I hated to 4 figures a week, to 5 figures a month, to 6 figures a year, and then a 7-figure career working right out of my house. I was very, very blessed and fortunate to retire when I was only 22 years old. So I've been here at home 23 years, and we show people how to open up their own home-based business and earn residual income on a daily basis. We do that via education. So tonight, I brought a serious heavy hitter with me. This gentleman's going to show you guys how he was able to go from his corporate job that he loves and has been on for quite some time to learning some things that not even he learned at Georgia Tech with his master's, with his undergrad, and one of the most intelligent individuals in the entire Extra Digit movement. Oh, that's my countdown clock. One of the most intelligent individuals in the Extra Digit movement. I'm gonna pull up a slide for him in a second, but I want him to give you guys a little background on him as an individual, but more important, why he chose Extra Digit and making wealth real financial. Then he's gonna tell you his topic. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for one half of the Millionaire Siblings. He's live, Mr. Bert Sims. Bert, do a mic check for me. You can't hear me? Hold on. All right, Bert, give me another mic check. Go ahead. Hold on. I gotta make you a co-host first. All right. All right, Bert. Now unmute yourself. Let me see if you can do it. Are you on mute? Can y'all hear him? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear him. Is it just me? Can't hear him, right? All right, hold on. Bert, we can't hear you for some reason.
No, unmute.
Can you guys hear me now?
There you go. What's up, big guy?
Hey, how's it going? Sorry about that. My having some technical difficulties over here with my microphone.
No, you good, man. You good. I was making sure I didn't have you on mute, so no problem at all. Man, we appreciate you for joining us. I know I'm excited to hear about what you had to talk about today. Bert, let them know how many nights in a row are we doing this marathon, first of all? How long can they go?
We are going for 5 nights in a row, Sunday through Thursday. Same time, same channel, same password, same Zoom. So if you got on here tonight, you should be able to get on here Monday through Thursday.
All right, good. So we're going to keep these nice and short, right? These aren't long, like seminars or anything like that. This is just to get you guys to see some of the things that we teach in the Extra Digit movement. And the person who introduced you can show you how making wealth real financial can make these things true for you. Now, Bert, before you give us your background, let me give everybody a quick homework assignment. Guys, do us a quick favor. Text or inbox or chat. Oh, no. Text or inbox the person who introduced you, whose watch party you're watching right now. Go ahead and let them know, I am watching the #1 asset. Do that right now. I am watching the #1 asset. Bert's going to give you some background while I set up a poll for you guys. You guys are going to go ahead and text or inbox the person whose watch party you're watching and say, hey, I'm watching the #1 asset. Because when we get off, we're going to show you guys how to take advantage of the #1 asset you can own in America. Bert, take it away, man. Give them about 2 minutes of your background and why you like making wealth real.
Cool, no problem at all. As Brian mentioned, Georgia Tech grad, got a couple degrees from Georgia Tech, computer engineering, and I also have a master's in electrical and computer engineering. And then I also went back to Georgia State and got an MBA. And one of the craziest things is with all of the math that I learned, all the finances that I learned, all the accounting that I learned, these things that we're going to talk about tonight were never, ever taught to me, whether it be Georgia Tech grad, undergrad, whether it be Georgia State working on the MBA, I never learned those things. And once I learned these things, especially what we're going to talk about tonight, all 5 nights are going to be really good, great information that you want to take. You want to make sure you have your pen, your pad. You want to make sure you take some notes on these subject matters that we're about to talk about. But this #1 asset, we're going to tell you how you can take your current lifestyle, so bills that you already have today, and turn those into tax deductions. Man, when I learned this about 8, 9, 10 months ago, I mean, for me, just my way of thinking shifted once I learned that. It's like, you're going to tell me that I can take a mortgage that I'm going to pay regardless and turn it into tax deductions that expand the cash flow in my household. I mean, once I learned that, you know, they had me hook, line, and sinker. So that's what we're going to jump into tonight. We're going to be talking about that number one asset and how you can take bills that you already have and convert those into expenses for your business and expand your cash flow because more taxes are going to be coming back to you.
Hold on, bro. Let me clear somebody out real quick because somebody obviously is making a smoothie while we're talking. Hold on. All right.
Making a smoothie or vacuuming their carpet.
Right. All right, bro. So let's do this, man. Let's pull up the form real quick. And I'm going to put a link, you guys, in the chat so you guys can see. You guys can get a copy of this, actually, right? You're going to be able to actually get a copy of this. So we're going to pull this up real quick. Bert, can you see my screen?
I can see it.
All right, cool. That means everybody else can see the screen as well. So Bert, walk us through this thing. Let's set it up first before we give them the numbers and what this actually means, right? I'm going to make you a co-host real quick, but walk them through the power of the home-based business just in general and why 1099 is a little different than W-2.
Yeah. So, I mean, from a tax code standpoint, you know, there's all these terms out there, 1099, W-2, 501c3. What we're going to focus on tonight is we're going to focus on that W-2 and then the 1099. So as a W-2, which is a regular worker, I have a regular job that I go to, as Brian mentioned. I love my job, make decent money. But when you are a W-2 worker, if you realize it, you work, you are taxed on the money that you work, that you earn, and then you get to spend what's left over. Mm-hmm. We like to flip that with a 1099. So a 1099 is a business, and if you have a home-based business, you get paid as a 1099. With that 1099, your business earns income, you spend, and then you pay taxes on what's left. So just think about that. I'm not being taxed on what I earn. I'm being taxed on what is left after I spend for my business.
Nice.
That shift right there just makes a heck of a difference when it comes to your tax base.
Right. So in other words, what you're saying is in America, it's not how much money you make, it's how you make your money.
Exactly.
All right. Let me ask y'all a question. Is it a bunch of junk on my screen? Hold on, let's see. All right. Okay. So what do you see, Bert? Do you see two forms or do you see one?
We're seeing both, the banker's secret and your number one.
All right. So let's go with the number one. So Bert, it's not how much money you make, but it's how you make your money. So if it's how you make your money, what we need to do real quick is decide how we want this money to be generated. How much money are you losing roughly per month if you don't have a home-based business? Does it cost you not to have one?
It definitely costs you not to have a home-based business. I mean, basically experts will say that with a home-based business, you save about $600 per month. So when you don't have that home-based business, think about it. There's about 30 days in a month, right? And most months there's about 30 days. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a home-based business, it's as if you're taking a $20 bill every single day and just throwing it out of the window, just letting it go every single day.
A lot of people say, but Brian, I can't get a home-based business because I don't have a house. Like, clear up that misconception because they think they have to own a home, and it's not. It's all semantics.
It absolutely is, and you don't have to have a home. You can have an apartment. You can have a townhouse. It's wherever your domicile is. So wherever it is that you reside, you can set up a office. You have space in that home. And when we say home, it doesn't have to be a mortgage. It doesn't have to be a home that you're buying. It can be a home that you're renting. It can be an apartment that you're renting. You get those same benefits when you're running that business out of that spot that you live in. All right, so let's do it. Now, guys, just so you know, in the chat, I put the link up to this form. It's in the chat, right? So if you ever wanted to print off a copy later, or what we do is what we call fill in the blanks, where we used to fill out give the blank sheet to the audience, and then we have the answer key. So Bert, we look real smart back then, right? Yeah, no, we holding the answers. So Bert, walk us through this. We got on what's the 1 through 10, or at least what's the 1 through 6, and then 7 through 10 is gonna break it down. Break down 1 through 6. I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna get them a poll while you do that. All right, real cool. So 1 through 6 are bills that most people already have today, right? And so we're going to show you how you can take these bills and flip them into expenses for your business and save some money on your taxes. So let's start off number 1 with the mortgage. And let's assume that your mortgage is $1,000 per month. Well, what you do is within your home, you're going to set up a space that's considered your business, whether it be an office, whether it be a closet. And from a tax standpoint, the way that works is the percentage they calculate of that square space that you're using for your business over your total home. You then get deductions based on that. So I'll give you an example for me. I am right now sitting in a spare bedroom in my house that I converted into my office. And let's just say that this office is roughly 20% of the total space of my home. Now, you don't have to know and understand all of this. Your CPA will have all of these formulas and understand all of this. But let's just say roughly the mortgage is $1,000 a month. I get a 20% deduction on that based on using 20% of the space in my house. So $1,000 a month times 20% gives me $200 per month in tax deductions. And if we extrapolate that out over a year, that's $2,400 per year. And so what we'll do is we'll just move down this sheet. If we go to item number 2 would be your utilities. Now we understand that, hey, you're using your utilities for other things other than just your business, but you also get that 20% break on those utilities. So things like gas, power, water, security. I'm in my office right now. My office have windows. Those windows are tied to my alarm system. So from a security standpoint, we learned something from our tax expert, a Money Max expert the other day that, hey, take a trash can and put it in your home office. Now part of your trash bill is part of it is a business expense, and that becomes tax deductible. So let's just assume that all of our utilities sum up to $500 per month. We get that 20% of that 500 equals $100 per month. We take that over a 12-month year, and we have $1,200 in deductions that we're getting from our utilities. Next thing we're going to do is take a look at cell phone. Let's just round it up, say $100 cell phone. We use our cell phone all the time for business. So we're going to take a full 100% of that. That gives us $100 per month, $1,200 per year. So as you can see right now, these deductions are starting to add up. 2,400, 1,200, 1,200. Now we're going to jump to business mileage. And this is one of the ones that I absolutely love. So from a mileage standpoint, let's assume that, you know, most people, if you're around a big city like I am, you're driving 20, 25, 30,000 miles per year. But let's just say 10,000 of those miles happen to be business related miles. Now, right here on this form, we're showing a 56-cent deduction per mile. This changes from year to year. So once again, your CPA has those numbers. Last year it was 58 cents. This year, I think it's 59 cents, but your CPA will have that. 10,000 miles at 56 cents per mile. That is $5,600. Now that is a big one. I mean, for me, Brian made mention one half of the millionaire siblings, my sisters, my upline. We go back and forth seeing each other, going to each other's house all the time. Well, now when we're doing that, we're talking business. That trip to see my sister just became a business trip, and the mileage to and from becomes tax deductible. Let's jump down to line number 5 and let's talk about meals and entertainment. So we go out to eat all the time, or at one point we did. Country opens back up, we'll start going out a little bit more, and we're going to be conservative here and say $200 a month that we're spending on meals, and we'll take 50% of that. Well, that gives us $100 per month in deductions. That's another $1,200 per year that we're getting in deductions right now. And kind of the last one that I'm going to take a look at is, let's say internet, $50 a month. We use our internet all the time for business. We're doing Zooms, we're doing webinars, we're going out to our YouTube channel, our Facebook fan page. That's $50 a month. That gives us $600 per year. Now, if we take
all right. Let me tell them this. This is crucial. I want y'all to understand something. If you put me and you side by side, I don't have a business and you do. Before we even show you how the government does your money, can you see how just having a 1099 on your portfolio, because people say, Brian, I got my job. Great. I got my 401k. Great. I got a small t-shirt business. Great. I own a restaurant. Great. What people miss right over their head is the one asset that you have that needs no new purchase. You already have cell phone, you already have internet, you already eat, you already got gas in your car. So if you put me and you side by side and I don't have a home-based business and you do, I'm throwing away all these deductions. The difference with me and you is mine go out the window like trash. I just pay the gas man. I just pay the cell phone bill. I just pay the internet bill. You going, every time I pay it, keep a picture of the receipt, it comes off my taxable income. Every time I eat, I discuss business, it comes off my taxable income. Every time my internet bill is paid, it comes off my taxable income. The only difference with me and you is knowledge and education. So what we do in Making Wealth Real is we show you how to get a home-based business where we teach you this knowledge and education, the things that they don't teach you in school. If I knew sign language and I could teach you sign language right now and be an interpreter, I can make money. If you knew Spanish and we got on this computer every night and you taught me Spanish, you can make money. Our home-based business is what you're looking at right now. We teach people the power of owning a home-based business. And Bert, where is everybody right now during the quarantine?
At home.
They're
Everybody's
at home.
sitting at home.
Guys, I'm telling you, man, I turned a small investment. It'll be half a million dollars by the end of this year. I will have made over $500,000 every month. $50,000 begins for me next month off a small home-based business, and COVID hit and just took everybody through the ceiling. So the next part that he's about to go over, now that you guys got the idea of the bills on 1 through 6, watch what you're able to do as a home-based business owner, and watch what a person cannot do if they don't have a 1099 on their portfolio. Watch how he converts these numbers and the difference it makes in your money. Right. So, bro, we got the totals. Now what?
All right. So we're going to keep on going. And to your point, Brian, a lot of times people think about having a diversified portfolio and we think about stocks and bonds, and absolutely nothing wrong with that. But this is another thing that you mentioned that we want to add to our portfolio. You want to have a W-2 job? Great. Have a W-2 job. Have a 1099. Add that to your portfolio as well. So what we want to do, let's jump on down to line number 7. So as you can see, we have $12,000 total deductions. This is, in most cases, the great majority of this is, if not all of this, we would have spent this money anyhow. We were going to have a mortgage. We're going to have utilities. To Brian's point, we're going to spend this money anyhow. Now we're showing you how to take money that you were going to spend anyhow and flip it into deductions. So let's assume that you're paying in state, federal taxes that 30%, you're paying a 30% tax rate. Well, what this $12,000 does is, if you did not have a home-based business, you would pay 30% taxes on that $12,000. So you would be paying an additional $3,600 in taxes. Well, because you have a home-based business, your income, and I'm talking about for me and you, the income on your W-2 job gets adjusted down by that $12,000 in deductions. So you end up saving $3,600 in taxes. So if you do the math on that, that's $300 per month that's coming back into your household. That $3,600 per year equates to an additional $300 per month coming back into your household, simply because you have a home-based business and you're not just working as a W-2.
So you got the best of both worlds.
You have the best of both worlds, man. You got the best of both worlds. And this allows that income that's coming in from your W-2. That's the part for me, Brian, that like when it clicked. You're telling me that the job that I'm currently working today, I can now run a business from my house with bills that I already had, convert those to expenses, and then it reduces my tax on my job that I go into every day.
Yes.
That was it. It was like, boom.
And look, and this is the funny thing about it, guys. This is what you got to remember before you go. And we're gonna show you how to tie it all together. Watch this. The government, in layman terms, let's just speak in layman terms. Here's what they're doing. They're saying, look, if you have a 1099, you have a business, so we know it takes cash flow to run a business. So here's what we'll do, citizens of the United States. 1099 is the tax code for pay Uncle Sam last. W-2 is the tax code for pay Uncle Sam first. So if you have a job and a home-based business, you can adjust this form called a W-4. Now, in our company, our experts do it for you. They enroll agents with the IRS. When you open up your home-based business with Making Wealth Real Financial, these guys give you a staff of enrolled agents with the IRS. They're gonna ask you some questions. You got children? You're like, yeah. You're like, you wanna hire them? We'll show you how to hire your children to work from home. Now, you got this deduction, single, married, head of household, all the stuff you're used to. But there's another section, Bert, that they can now play with called exemptions. And see, most people don't have any exemptions. The only thing you get what are called standard deductions. So in layman terms, the government is saying, look, if you have a home-based business, we know you need more money in your check. If you show us the receipts from your gas mileage and your meals, your food, your entertainment, we'll let you go ahead and subtract all that first. Because guys, this country is run by businesses. So we get the same write-offs from home that a Walmart, an Amazon, a TWA, a Delta, a brick and mortar restaurant. Your house becomes the same thing because they say, look, if you're successful, you will hire some more employees and we'll get our taxes from the W-2s that you hire. See, look, guys, both people can't win. The W-2 can't get the tax break and the business owner. So, Bert, guess who get it?
The business owners.
The business owner. Now, let's show them what the money would do for them if they understood. Let's pull up this money. What does it do for you once you total it up?
All right, so we're looking at the $3,600 in tax savings that we get. And so let's assume you start your business, right? You run the business, you're making $200 per month, and we're on line number 8. And that $200 per month, that's $2,400 per year. Now, mind you, with what we're doing, there are many people that hit that $600 per month minimum like in no time. But hey, we're going to be conservative. We're going to say you're making $200 per month. That's $2,400. So let's take line 7 and line 8 and sum those together. And so you've made $6,000 for the year. Mind you, your business has only generated $2,400 in income, but you've earned the $6,000 because you earned the $3,600 in tax savings. Now, for me, Brian, I had my W-4 adjusted by the experts. When I filed my taxes this year with my CPA, do you know I am saving $515 per month? So wow. I'm saving over $6,000 per year from a tax saving standpoint. I didn't want to put that out there because I don't need anybody calling me trying to borrow any of that money. I'm taking it in.
A pay raise.
I gave myself a pay raise, and that's before I made a single cent or dollar in my business. I had already generated that.
Now, what does it take to make that? That's $6,000, right? So let's look at this because people really miss this. See, to get wealthy, you got to make some of your money with strategy. And Bert, we were taught that if you're not working for every dime, I got to work, I just got to work, and I'm going to save, and I'm going to work, and I'm going to save, and you're just going to be broke, guys. You need to make sure you text the person right now on this webinar or this live that you're watching on this Zoom and say, listen, I'm watching the #1 asset. That way we can get back with you. How do you open up this home-based business? How does it work with Making Wealth Real? And what does he mean people are getting paid, every single day? Well, let me show you. You get anywhere from $20 a day or $5 a day, all the way up to $1,000 a day. Now, right now I'm approaching $1,000 a day, but right now I'm at $500 a day. You see, today 500 came in. Yesterday 500 came in. The day before 500 came in. The day before a lead came in, 500 came in, 500, a lead came in, 500 came in, 500 came in. So if nothing else, I'll make a minimum of $15,000 a month just from showing people the power of a home-based business. You may start off making $20 a day, which is $600 a month, but Bert, people don't really get it. Most of the money you need to make needs to be non-wage. This is non-wage residual income. So out of that $6,000, $3,600 of it was called income shifting. That's shifting the money back to you Now, Bert, when we take the money, what do we do with it?
All right. So what we want to do with it, of course, we want to take advantage of the strategies that we have. But let's just say with this $6,000 that you've earned, what are other ways that I can earn $6,000 a year? So let's look at option number one is if I get a 1% return from a bank, and I'll tell you guys, most banks on checking and savings account are giving you less than 1%. But in order to generate $6,000 a year, I would need $600,000 sitting in an account somewhere, drawing 1% per year to make that $6,000 per year. Just think about that. I need over $500,000 at 1% to get the $6,000 that we're getting simply by using the strategy of having a home-based business. Now you might say, you know what, Bert, I'm getting 3%. You know, I know some bankers and they can get me 3%. That still requires $200,000 to generate $6,000 per year. Or even if you happen to be super, super lucky and get 6%, and I don't know any bank that's offering 6%. Now they'll charge you 6%, 12%, 20% interest rate on the credit card, but I don't see them giving back 6%. You still need $100,000 at 6% to gain $6,000 per year.
Nice.
Or with MWR Financial, working with extra digit movement, it's a $228 initial investment where you can get that $6,000 or more. I mean, it's just that power of the home-based business, just understanding what you have, especially knowing that you already have it. I mean, you already have a house, you already have an apartment, you already have these bills. How about we convert those into expenses, put some strategies on it, shift some income back into your household, and now you're generating this $6,000 in a business versus having to go out and find $600,000 at 1% to generate that same $6,000.
Now, it's not how much money we make, it's what we do with it. So, Bert, you're a numbers guy. Let's close with this. Our 25 minutes of fame is up. These are going to last a half hour, if that, every night this week. We got a new worksheet for you every night this week, teaching you something different. Bert, let's take that $6,000 and do something with it. What we got down here at the bottom?
All right, so we're going to take that $6,000. So we have private reserve accounts. We have the land banking, but let's take at 8%. We take that $6,000 and invest it. That in let's say in a PRA that's returning the 8%. That $6,000 becomes $91,000 in 10 years and almost $300,000 in 20 years. So now you are becoming the bank. So you're not worried about going and trying to find that 600,000 or that 200,000. You're generating that money yourself simply by using income shifting, taking advantage of the strategies that EDM is providing along with MWR Financial, generating that additional income cash flow expansion back into your household. Now you take it and put it on top of strategy and you let your money make money for you.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna put this link in here again so you guys can grab it. Here is the number one asset sheet in the chat. Because you guys need to get this. That's the blank one and the questions. And the blank one and the answers. And here's what I tell people. I want you to hear this before we go. America literally the country was built off of a basic philosophy. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was these Britons that were over this country called England, and some revolutionaries got upset that Britain, Bert, you remember what it was all about? Britain was starting to raise their what?
Taxes.
So some Americans, revolutionaries, came over to this land that was undiscovered, but that's another historical lesson. They thought it was undiscovered, even though it had occupants on it. But anyway, and discovered, quote unquote, this new land of America. Bert, when they got over here, the Boston Tea Party was all about what?
It was all about taxes.
So what happened was all America did was, see, in Europe and Britain, you were either a lord or you were a servant. That means either you had land or you
Hello, how are you? I am under the water.
Or you work for somebody who did. Right? Well, people are gonna learn. I'll be trying to protect y'all conversations. So either you were a lord or you were a servant. That means you had land or you worked for somebody who did. Well, all America did was still the same rules, even though they hated it in Britain. They brought it over here to this country, got upset, threw some tea into the water, and it was a revolutionary war and all of this. And guess what happened? You either are an employer or you are an employee. Same thing. So we're gonna get out of here because we got a clown. We're gonna shut it down. We appreciate it. We got spam for the first time. Bert, we're gonna get out. At least I was able to mute this fool. I'm gonna let him have his fun for a minute. I'm Brian Bean. Get with the person that introduced you to what? This chat. And we'll see you guys in the magazines. We'll see you tomorrow night, same time, different pin code, because we got racists in the room. Peace.